Formula One moves away from the Principality and over to Canada. We're on the Ile Notre Dame, a man-made island back in the 60s. We're on the land around the casino for the Canadian Grand Prix at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. 8 races down as well. Round 9 takes us here in Canada and kicks off June, followed then as well by the Spanish Grand Prix in a couple of weeks' time. Austria leads us in as well, along into July with the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Hungary then takes us to Belgium for the summer break. August has us in the Netherlands, and then Italy takes us to September along with Azerbaijan and Singapore. October sees us in Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix, then to Mexico. Then November takes us to Brazil and Las Vegas. December has Qatar and Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads on 169 points. Charles Leclerc is second, with Lando Norris now in third. Carlos Sainz drops to fourth. Sergio Perez is fifth. Oscar Piastri sixth. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton seventh and eighth. Fernando Alonso and Yuki Tsunoda round out the top 10. Lance Stroll is 11th on 11 points, Behrman on 6th, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Albon now jumping to 15th, Ocon and Magnussen and Gasly now with points, Zhou, Bottas and Sargent still pointless. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead on 276, Ferrari and then McLaren close behind. Mercedes and Aston Martin in a little battle, RB ahead now of Haas, Williams with points as well as Alpine, Sauber the only pointless team on the grid. Let's take a look around the circuit Gilles Villeneuve here on the Ile Notre Dame, a 2.710 mile circuit, 70 laps ahead of us as well. A man-made island. It's a driver fan favourite. All starts with a good exit through the last corner, past the wall of champions. Keep the car sort of centred towards the track as you start the lap. Downhill towards turn number 1, light on the brakes all the way down into a second gear corner. Gently control the slide, the rear always wants to step out on you as you approach turns 3 and 4. Quick through the chicane as well, carry so much more exit curb, you're allowed to do it as you rise up to past the casino and one of my favourite corners. A lot of inside curb, switch back, control the power and the slide in the rear as you open up the DRS down towards turns 8 and 9. Heavy on the brakes once more, down into 4th gear, control the speed of the exit, quick flick again through the chicane as you approach the fearsome turn 10 hairpin. You're going down now, all the way to 2nd gear. Gently leave it on idle, then push the power down as you grow down past the old start-finish straight as well, past the Detroit Casino on the right, and now down towards the fearsome last chicane and the wall of champions. Get it wrong here as well, from 8th gear down to 5th, and you're in the wall. Use so much more exit curb, keep the car again pinned to the right, and that is a lap of the circuit Gilles Villeneuve here in Canada. Montreal then will host the Canadian Grand Prix for the 40th time, and now we're getting all set as well. Welcome to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve and qualifying ahead of Sunday's Canadian Grand Prix. Definitely is going to be an interesting one as well. Alongside me in the commentary box right now is Omi as well. Josh T finishing up with IndyCar. Megan on her way as well for the start of the session. 18 minutes ahead of us then for Q1. Still timing 71, saying lap 1 out of 70. I don't know why. I'm going to have to try and black that out in a few minutes' time as well, if I've got a few minutes. Quickly to you, Omi, as well. What are you expecting ahead of this qualifying session?
I think we're going to be in for a completely wide open session. The official risk of rain is 80%. We've seen some rain in the break between FP3 and now as well. So a bit of a green track, which means that the track will be ramping up throughout the first part of qualifying, the 18 minutes of Q1, which could mean that we could get some shock eliminations. And Sergio Perez will be hoping that his name is not one of them, or he will start going on another streak like he did in the European part of the season last year. But of course, we are here at Canada. So excited to see how this qualifying session is going to go, but it is wide open.
It is indeed, and we'll get into more information about what's been breaking in between the gap of practice and qualifying. Right now, let's head down to Karun, who's at the Skypad.
Then super close to the wall on the outside. He was superb in that final chicane. He always has been. Alex Albon touched that curb and ended up in the wall. And those small margins between touching a curb and not touching a curb could be the difference between getting a clean run. Max Verstappen, again, another driver, watch the rear right, bang, there. Little spark, but he got away with it better than Alex. It is a tricky circuit, big curbs, low grip, and the wind has picked up as well.
Yeah, it really has. Getting mixed messages from Alex Albon, who walked past us, and actually from the pit wall of Williams, who say there may be a little bit of rain towards the end of this session. But as I say, there are some dark clouds around with how quickly it can arrive here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. But for the moment, we are dry with 8 minutes to go. Okay, quickly then, on to Mercedes. Are we thinking that it was, and Jamal, we're about to find out, obviously, but I mean, that would be big news for the championship if they can find something here. Yes, it is a specific kind of track, but that's as competitive as they looked all year.
Fantastic so far, and Lewis was very excited to get back into the car again today after running in what were bad conditions yesterday. So the fact that he had so much to get excited about really says something about the car. General excitement for the whole weekend, so I think this is a huge positive for Mercedes.
Ferrari and the fans, plenty of fans here, obviously with a history of Gilles Villeneuve, etc. will be hoping that they can find something, because it has not been their weekend to date.
Always lots of Ferrari fans, and I think that, you know, their performance in FP3 was surprising that it wasn't better. I wouldn't be surprised if here in qualifying they've recovered something.
Okay, well, we'll keep across the radar, as we say, because at the moment it is dry, but we know there's been rain around all weekend, extremely changeable. If it does get that, it could get even more mixed up. But can anybody catch Max? And will one of those be Lewis? We shall see.
Indeed, we will. So the atmosphere starting to build here, the tension as well. Let's get into some of those reports then that we've been talking about. To start with, it was announced around about 23 minutes ago that Yuki Tsunoda will be staying with Visa Cash App RB for a 5th consecutive season as well. He's decided that 2025 will be the right time to stay. Now, of course, that means he'll be open in 2026 when Honda move over to Aston Martin, fueling the rumours as well that he'll be joining Fernando Alonso at that Aston Martin team in 2026. But Omi, it looks like, again, the junior team just seems to be a stickler at the moment. You can't seem to progress out of there, especially as they've re-signed Checo for 2 years.
Indeed, and it is very upsetting, especially for a big F2 fan, when you have when last season we had 6 Red Bull juniors, and then of course this season we've still got 2 as well. But in the junior team, it is sad to see it basically being stable, where the drivers that aren't performing, it should be really a quick service, in my opinion, in the second team at least. If the drivers aren't performing, give someone else young a chance as well to try to develop and see who's actually got it in him. Because Lawson, of course, did perform in history races, and he's not even on the grid, so it's very sad to see. But great to see Yuki Tsunoda on the grid. He definitely does deserve a spot, but it would have been good to also see him somewhere, maybe elsewhere, outside the Red Bull 2 teams.
What does Canada mean? What does it mean to qualify here? Let's ask the man of the sun who won here.
The crowd pushing the limit, being better than the others only because you can, not because it will bring you the millions. There is always pressure in this sport, but pressure is good. You know you've done that special lap. You can look at the other drivers, ego, pride. You're the king of the mountain. Yes. Take a risk, because sometimes you may be rewarded.
Qualifying here on the Ile Notre Dame is an absolute challenge. Monaco seems like a walk in the park every time we come here as well, because it invites us with fast, open straights, narrowed up by a few tight chicanes. It's like we've taken Monza, built it on the middle of an ocean, and expected to go racing on it. This amazing circuit, though, as it's a challenge, it's a new option for everybody. It's a 4.361 kilometre circuit as well. 65% of the lap is spent at full throttle. 3 DRS zones to be used in qualifying as well. And even better is the fact that this track will be dry for the start of qualifying, which means the softest tyre is the red C5. The medium tyre is about 4 to 5 tenths a lap slower, the C4 yellow. The hard is 9 tenths to 1.1 seconds slower, the white hard C3. But with dark clouds approaching, we may be seeing the green intermediate and blue wet weather tyre. There's always that option as well. Omi's alongside me in the comment box for the first few sessions. Megan Birch is on her way with a double yellow down at the hairpin. Can't see why. Down there, let's have a word with Martin Brundle and David Croft.
I think you look at the radars, you look at the different forecasts, and it's quite variable, to say the least. So the drivers will be keen. If it is good and dry, they'll have to get the laps in. Also up here, it tells us it's 32.5 degrees track temperature, which is quite important in terms of should it stop raining and the sun comes back out again a little bit later on in the qualifying session, the track will dry quite quickly. But what we had in free practices 1 and 2 on Friday was it was sort of neither wet nor dry. It wasn't wet enough for the inters, let alone the wets, and yet it wasn't quite dry enough for the slicks. And all of a sudden, it's like a switch. Suddenly the slick tyres, the ones with no tread, of course, just fired up and off the drivers went, but only for about 10, 12 minutes. And
and that
if that happens through the 3 sectors of qualifying itself, then we could be in for rather a lot of surprises.
Last year, when the rain came down, it was a 1:25.858 as well. That was the pole time that they had to look forward to. Megan Birch is alongside now in the comment box as well. So, 3 different sessions, 3 different toppers, Alonso, Norris and Hamilton.
So
not
no
one of
one's
them again.
dominating.
Yeah, no one again is Max Verstappen. He's not having the weekend we thought he would as well. MGUK issue, ERS issue, now...
I think those issues have really just messed him up. And I think it's, at this point, it might not be the car. I think it's his confidence in the car.
Yeah.
In it getting him through the race and through the qualifying. I think it's a little bit shaken because he's constantly on the lookout now for any problems that might be arising.
Mind over matter is almost what he's got to do here. Omi, as we get ready. And there's the man who's been announced to stay on a 1-year extension until 2025. Yuki Tsunoda, we've talked about him in the gap as well, but how much is he going to be ready to set sail here today? Because he's good on these type of circuits in qualifying.
He is good indeed, and this is going to be exciting stuff, and they're all going to want to go straight out there, try to get some runs in, because you don't know when the rain is going to hit and you don't know what the rain is going to do. But yes, a very hectic little break between practice 3 and qualifying, of course. So it's going to be exciting to see what does qualifying deliver, though. And I think with rain in the air, this could be exciting, and it could deliver us with a few shocks. So you can't afford to leave it out late. You got to get the runs in case the rain does come. And they're all queuing up, so they're all going to go out there, try to get a good first lap in, because you don't know that could be your only run that you get in the first part to try to get through.
Now, is that droplets of rain that's starting to come down on the circuit? I don't know, but Stroll, then Verstappen and Perez coming out as well. Red Bull are the last ones, and green light at the end of the pit lane. Qualifying is underway for the Canadian Grand Prix here on the Ile Notre Dame. First down the track is Zhou Guanyu, Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon come out alongside. And Megan, as soon as we say that, you can sort of start to see a few droplets come over the circuit as well. So it's not immediately out of it. 80% chance of rain. Wind picked up to 7.6. Track temperature down from 35.5 to 32.2 in the matter of 2 minutes.
If humidity's at 70%. Yeah. Little tip for anyone. If your humidity goes up, has the pressure gone up or down?
Pressure's gone up to over 1,000, which always triggers the rain.
And pressure goes up, then it's sign of rain.
Says no rain at the monitor at the moment. Wind is now at 12.2 kilometres according to the graphic we're seeing on our world feed pictures here on the timing tower. It's not that much of a change, as you can see. 7.6 blowing in from the north, and here's Lando's radio.
And Lando, we've had light drops reported from turn 7 to 8, but we don't see anything on the radar. Very light drops.
Well, here we go again, Omi, just like in 2023.
He's gonna.
Rain is coming indeed, and you have to get out there. Ferrari, though, chilling right now in the pit lane. But yes, it could be rain drops starting to fall when we do get the runs going for some of these drivers. So they're going to have to try and keep it out of the barrier. But there's still a few teams in the garage. So the drivers out there on the circuit wouldn't mind if the rain does hit after their first run.
This is really unusual actually in Canada because we've got qualifying starting at 4 o'clock local time. The race on Sunday starts 2 o'clock local. So we are 2 hours later. So there is no track data for this. It was even later.
This will be end of a race.
Yeah, because it was even later for practice 2 yesterday. So the teams haven't really run in these conditions at all. So the whole weekend is sort of jumbled up with times.
What's that?
Bit of plastic bag as well as
I think they would have cleared that.
Yeah. Stroll comes into 13 and 14 as well, just changing it up a bit. He'll be the first to start the lap time, however, because I think, no, Joe, Gasly, Ocon, they've all come through, so we just picked up Stroll.
Oh, Stroll better be careful. He's got someone else coming out of the pit lane.
That is...
Sergeant, I think.
Yeah.
Tyres are cold.
Albon. Tyres are cold. It's Albon coming out. No, Sargent's ahead of Ricciardo, so it's Albon coming to that part of the track, and he almost backs into the barrier, and there's so much dry ice around the circuit coming off the cars as well that Stroll's running over. He's done 23.152, fastest in the sector so far. Why haven't Mercedes gone out? In fact, looking at it, who's still in the pit lane?
They're still waiting to see about the rain.
Well, they are the only two in the pit lane, Omi, as well. Both
Oh,
Mercedes are the only two in the pit lane. Everyone else is coming out of the pit lane.
There they are.
On softs.
Yeah, so that's interesting stuff. So they're now finally heading out there on the circuit. Stroll continuing to push on as he goes down to the hairpin. But a few of these drivers would have had to go through a bit of traffic, which Japan also did have to pass a few cars in the first part of the lap as well. But we now have 14 minutes and 50 seconds to go on the clock, so this is going to be exciting to see what sort of runs can these drivers get. But traffic is going to be an issue with drivers doing different runs at different times.
Now they've been told to pull off to the right hand side of the track, and that's what they're doing. Stroll's abandoned his lap, Verstappen's coming in, and more smoke coming from the back of that Red Bull. You were right, it looked like blue smoke coming from the back of that Red Bull. That bit was dust. So Max Verstappen crosses the line. There's a 1:15.194, but there was definitely some sort of blue smoke down that back straightaway coming from that Red Bull.
Norris is about to annihilate that car.
Yeah, Norris is going really fast as well as he comes in, but there's a lot of traffic. They get out of his way. It's smooth through 13 and 14. Perez goes second, 1:16.352. Lando Norris is about to obliterate the RBs, and it's a 1:14.585. 6/10 faster on the same part of the track. So what has we got problems then for our Red Bull? That could be an elimination time, remember. They put that wall there last. Oh, and Sainz twitching into turn 1 and goes over the grass for good measure.
Huh. Have you noticed something? So, no, Omi, you continue. I can say after.
Yeah, you'll have to get out of Leclerc's way. So if he is going to now abandon that lap, which he will have to, surely.
Stroll's on a good lap time. I forgot about Video Ninja, actually.
Have you two noticed something about the way everyone keeps just slightly going off? Something feels like it's coming.
The rain.
Yeah, you can kind of like feel it. Though also the wind is starting to really pick itself up, and it's not looking good. And that was almost a hit to the champions rule.
Stroll comes across the line, a 1:14.519 as well on the board. We've opened up 66,000 as well. Yeah, that's what Stroll is at the moment, fastest. We've opened up Video Ninja for the co-coms. Hello.
Perez.
Brilliant.
Yes, you can see us.
Very low grip.
Well, yeah, so low grip then coming in. That's going to be both an advantage and a disadvantage as well. Russell's up in the two sectors, but there's grass. Exit of turn 10 as well. Hamilton's down in the two sectors so far. So,
Hold it.
and have you noticed as well, the saying no rain, but track temperature down to 31.4, humidity now at 71%. The wind keeps going from high to low.
8.6.
And it was just a 4.1 as Russell nearly puts into the champions wall. Alonso does a 1:14.418. Russell goes on a 1:14.012.
Wow.
What about Hamilton coming across the line? Goes third, 1:14.494 for Lewis Hamilton. Fastest overall in the third sector. Sonoda, Sainz, Magnussen, Gasly, Albon currently in the drop zone as well. And that wind is catching everybody out. It's a headwind down towards turn one, yeah.
Tomorrow is not looking good. Yeah, that was a hit to the champions wall for Lance Stroll. So apparently he's going to be a champion. So you may have to stop calling.
Yeah, he did. Oh, I want to see what the ABS graphic says, but I think that was like a centimetre off. This is lap time for Sainz, as we saw Omi as well, just locked up on the inside and just twitched.
Yep, absolutely. Just twitched off there as well. But continued on. Norris, once again, absolutely flying. Magnussen's in second. Piastri is also in third. So the times are coming in very, very quickly here as well.
Time's coming in. Norris is looking quicker and goes faster. Up to P1 at 1:13.541. Great time there from Lando. Russell is 4/10 off as well. Magnussen, then Sainz, Piastri. Traffic again on the middle runs, but Norris fastest at the moment.
Okay, I really hope that Verstappen's on a slow run because he's just on yellows.
Magnussen has had his lap time deleted as well for track limits down at turn 8 on lap 3. This is where Stroll's coming through now on the tracker down towards turn 10. Hairpin slams it down, and Stroll is only 40 thousandths of a second off the pace of Lando Norris. Lance Stroll on home soil actually finding some good pace.
Well, I suppose he's more used to the environment with racing. It's like, racing in the rain, I'm used to it here.
9 times out of 10 as well, he's had a better advantage going forward with it as they're going to try and push. Russell goes up to second, and we've got a yellow flag. It's briefly in sector 1. It's gone clear now. I believe it was Sonoda who's going slow. Stroll goes second. 2 thousandths of a second off the pace of Lando Norris. Sargent, does he get out of the drop zone? Yes, goes up to 5th place. Danny Ricciardo's 20th at the moment, and he puts his V-Cab up into 3rd position on a 1:13.978. Top 3 separated by 4/10 of a second. But here comes Max Verstappen, who actually is in the drop zone at the moment. Max not having the weekend he wants so far. Fast of all, sector 1, not great sector 2. Both of the Red Bulls, and Verstappen goes top. 1:13.386 as well. 3.68 I should say. But here comes the 2 Ferraris as well. Perez only goes 15th. He's about to get knocked out by Leclerc, who will cross the line and jump up to 4th. So Perez is matched Hamilton's time to the nearest thousandth of a second. They've both done a 1:14.494. Hülkenberg and Magnussen go through, so Hamilton's in the drop zone and Alonso's at risk.
Ooh. Who is that hitting? Stroll.
Again.
Feels okay, but right outside contact. Yeah, copy, we're looking. That's twice.
Apparently he's going to be a 2-time world champion, apparently, according to that wall.
Keep hitting it. Keep finding out. There's a fly that just nearly went up my nose.
Oh, that's worrying.
Yes. Russell locks up. We can barely hear you, Omi. Your mic's gone really quiet.
Is it our thing?
No, because look, we haven't changed.
No, I mean, has it turned him down on the
No,
thing?
his thing's probably turned him down.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That's
There we go.
Yeah.
Hamilton's chat limit's turn 5. Go on.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Alonso had the fastest middle sector on his way to P4. Russell, of course, had a lock-up at turn 3. Now let's see what Carlos Sainz can do. Currently sits in 14th now due to the improvement from Alex Albon. So Sainz is about
Okay,
to come
Omi.
He's done it again.
Omi, you started out really loud and then you just sort of quietly faded out. It was quite funny, actually, to listen to that.
It's like your mic is shushing you.
Yeah, it was like you were going further and further away, but we couldn't. It was like you were just walking away. So here comes Hamilton. He's 16th at the moment, coming in as well as Omi continues to fight his computer.
Even on a slow lap, Lando Norris has managed to do a green sector 1.
20.75 F2. Not too bad. Hamilton's fastest middle sector as well, 23.143. He's up into 16th place at the moment as well. So Hamilton's really got to get out this drop zone. Not many. Everyone. Oh, Russell fastest now. 1:13.242. So he's finding the pace. Here comes Lewis Hamilton then. He gets close to the champions wall. He was the reason the yellow flag came out briefly at turn 1. That massive DRS opens on the Mercedes and he goes third. 1:13.443. Decent time there from Hamilton.
Do you know what's coincidental? Russell had his lap time deleted, and so did Hamilton, like just before that.
Both are different lap times, so they keep their fastest times as well. Omi, is your microphone working in any way, shape or form?
Hopefully.
Yeah, a bit quiet.
Piastri replay.
He's got blocked here by one of the Mercedes. Correction. And one of the recarbs.
Impeded massively by both cars. Understood.
I think that was Yuki Tsunoda was the...
It was Tsunoda and Hamilton. Yeah. Oh, Yuki. Piastri,
He didn't even... Okay, Yuki wasn't even on a fastest lap.
Should have got out of the way.
Yeah, and he purposely went in front.
Omi, you back with us?
Hopefully.
Yes. Hello.
Brilliant. Let's see with Charles Leclerc then. Down to turn number 1, 2 cars ahead.
Come on, they are being ridiculous. We've seen it.
There was an Alpine? Did you see an Alpine?
I don't know.
Did not see that. Oh, banner. Is that a play with a banner? What does that banner say? Come on.
I don't know.
Zoom in. What does it say? What does that banner say? Lance Stroll is a... What? I don't know what that banner says. There's a plane with a banner above the circuit. Yeah, I got multiple cars out the track. Oh, let's take a look. Oh, look at all the debris.
So many leaves.
It's a small track as well around here. It's a parkland circuit.
That's a Haas actually getting out of the way.
One thing I love about Canada is the fact that it's a purpose-built racetrack. That's also a street course. That's also a sort of... It's a hybrid of everything. It's a permanent course, it's a street course, and it's a temporary course, and
it's a man-made course.
It's a man-made course as well. It's got a little bit of everything, this place, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Massively having to slow down there for Perez.
Perez going again. He's 17th fastest. Remember, this time last year, he was out-qualified and had to start from the back of the grid. He was in Q1, 17th fastest, if I remember correctly. Off my notes.
Oh,
he's boxed
going
down.
into the pit lane.
And he's boxed.
Was he on a good lap?
Well, I think, Omi, that's pretty much him done, isn't it?
Oh, he was on a good lap too. You had two green sectors, Perez.
Yeah, only 2/10 of Verstappen's best in the second sector as well. So it was a decent lap, but they've elected to dive him into the pit lane, which it's going to add more unnecessary pressure on the last one because if he doesn't get it right, he's out.
Exactly. I don't know why.
I put us on 9. Why is that back on 2?
I don't know why teams suddenly decide, you know what? Our guy's doing really good right now. Let's pit him.
We are actually 2 weeks earlier where we were last year as well here. But last year, obviously, pole position went to Max Verstappen. Second was Alonso. He finished second. The third was Hamilton. The top 3 stayed status quo. But it was actually 12th of the grid for Sergio Perez. So another Q2 elimination.
He was out qualified.
And also Hulkenberg qualified on the front row but got a penalty as well.
Yes,
so
he
he
did.
qualified second but had a 3rd place. Gasly was quickest of all in the first sector. Now it belongs to Lance Stroll. So let's see what Gasly can do on this lap.
Hamilton Tsunoda Piastri incident has been noted by the steward for impeding. Zhou has gone into 20th, so it looks like yet again this season he is going to have another Q1 DNF, but also qualifying at the back for every single main Grand Prix of the season. It's round 9 and Zhou's qualifying has not been great. Gasly, however, shocks everybody and does a 1:13.289. 47 thousandths off of Russell's time. He goes fastest. Piastri's in the drop zone, not for too long, goes 11th, 1:13.807. Track's improving every second. I don't think that's safe enough. And Perez in the pit lane now comes out and blocks a Stroll. 1:13.088 as the sun comes out and starts heating the track back up.
I think Ferrari are lying to Charles again, unless I've missed
Alonso!
something. Woohoo!
It's an Aston Martin 1-2.
They said to Charles that Carlos is first. No, he's
Sergeant fifth. Norris. 112.959. Here comes Danny Ricciardo across the line. Goes up into 8th position. Tsunoda's just behind Hamilton, who's starting a lap time now. Here comes Tsunoda in 18th at the moment, and he rockets up to 4th. So we've got Albon, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Perez, and Zhou at the back. And if Perez can't get a lap time here, that's a second back of the row start, and this is Max Verstappen into the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lead as well.
You're right.
Okay, Max, we'll need a bit more detail than that. Not everything is digital, please, mate.
There is such a funny line I saw in a press conference once, but I can't say it, but it involves fixing a car.
I'd just like to say as well, it does not look good for Red Bull, does it? They are 8th and 19th at the moment. Driver at risk is Carlos Sainz with 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes. That is not enough time if you've just gone into the pit lane.
I think everyone's out on the track. They are. Yeah, all 20 cars are out on the circuit. Russell second, 113.013. He's crossed that board out, hasn't he? 54,000 off of Norris. Go on, Omi.
Yeah, it's disappointment for Ferrari and Red Bull so far. Hamilton will surely go to the top of the field with this lap, and he does.
112.851 as Norris comes into the pit lane.
He's got nothing to worry about.
He's got nothing to worry about. He's pretty much okay. Ironically enough, it's Sainz, Piastri, Perez. I'd even say Hulkenberg. No further investigation for the impediment there of Hamilton, Tsunoda and Piastri.
Okay, there should be investigation, at least for Tsunoda.
Sainz comes through. He's going to complete a lap time now. He's 15th at the moment. Needs to improve. Gets it a little bit wide out of the last corner. Up to the line. Should improve. Does improve up to 4th place. It's a 113.038. Charles Leclerc is coming down the back straightaway now. Down through turn 11. Past the old start finish straight. Down towards turn 13 and 14 here in Montreal as well. Into the heavy braking zone.
And Sergio Perez is only just up on Albon. That could leave him vulnerable, with everyone in the bottom 5 also improving as well.
Leclerc across the line. He goes 6th, 113.107. Fastest third sector of anybody. Bottas up into 12th position as well. Sergio Perez is last overall. This has got to be the lap of the gods as Perez goes up into the line and goes 12th. He's in the same place he qualified last year, but Verstappen is in 15th, and there are faster cars behind him. That might not be good enough for Sergio Perez. 10 seconds left. Hamilton's into the pit lane. Both Red Bulls could be facing elimination here, and one of them is a 3-time world champion of Max Verstappen. Checkered flag is out. Sargent goes up into 6th position as well. Hamilton from Piastri, Norris, Russell, Sainz the top 5. Albon's going up on his delta time. Ricciardo goes up into 12th. That pushes Perez down 14th. It's about to be 15th as Verstappen tops the session by half a second at 112.3. So Zhou's out of qualifying, yet another Q1 elimination this year. 9th of the year in a row. Here comes Tsunoda. He goes up to 2nd, but Alexander Albon is about to kick Sergio Perez out. The man who's just signed a new 2-year deal with Red Bull is about to again face another Q1 elimination. Perez is out. Albon 4th. Both Williamses are through, and Perez is out by 34 thousandths of a second, and the Mexican is furious. He's banging his halo. Well, I'm sorry, Checo, but the only person you have to blame there is yourself. Max managed to get through, and Perez couldn't do it.
Look what he said.
Perez swearing over the radio. Hugh Bird looks like he's just been shot.
Yep.
Wow.
He's a man of few words, but they are very expressive.
That is, what, 4 now Q1 eliminations for Sergio Perez this year? It all started to go wrong, didn't it? Back in Emilia-Romagna, Monaco, now Canada's 3 in a row. He's had worse starts at as well. I cannot believe it. Bottas, Ocon, Hulkenberg and Zhou out too. How do you want the white female dog is what Sergio Perez has just wanted.
I'm hoping
to say
that's
on the
a
video.
typo on part of the transcript, so something tells me it's not.
So, bottom 5, Perez 16th. Then it's Bottas, Ocon, Hülkenberg and Zhou Guanyu. That's how it is here after qualifying 1 for the Canadian Grand Prix here of 2024. So let's take a look then at how they fully finished that session as well. Verstappen is fastest on a 1:12.360. Tsunoda second. Hamilton is third. Albon fourth. Piastri goes fifth. Norris is sixth. Russell seventh. Sainz is eighth. Sargent ninth. Lance Stroll goes into 10th position. Leclerc just makes it through in 11th. Alonso dropped down to 12th. Remember, he topped the session at one stage. That's how quick the track changed. Magnussen 13th. Ricciardo 14th. Gasly gets that last place in 15th. The 5 eliminated: Perez, Bottas, Ocon, Hülkenberg and Zhou Guanyu as well. Well then, Omi, what did you make of the first part of qualifying? Certainly dramatic in Q1.
Well, dramatic indeed. We expected a shock, but at this rate, Sergio Perez being eliminated will not be a shock if he continues with this streak that he's going at as well. And I did mention that he was only 43,000 up as well on Albon at the time as well, which when Albon was the driver at risk. So Perez really needed a mighty last sector, but it was just a poor lap by him once again, and he just can't continue this. We're going on another streak like last year when he's got this 2-year extension. This just cannot continue.
Megan?
I think Red Bull might be considering other people now.
Yeah, I mean, you just signed a new 2-year deal, 1+1, and that's your performance?
And last race wasn't exactly great for him.
No, now he's starting at the back again, and he's 16th on the grid, and Hülkenberg's 19th.
That's a worry.
Yeah, Zhou Guanyu though, that he has failed apart from the sprint race in China. Zhou Guanyu has failed to get out of Q1 in all 9 races this year. He started at the back in 7 of those races.
And he crashes out a lot.
I mean, what has happened to Zhou Guanyu? We were praising him last year, and this year it's like, well, I can't be bothered.
I feel like he's unhappy with the car. It doesn't feel like a good fit for him. Probably a good fit. He's probably not going to be in that car next year.
Let's check a look with all the latest. Let's hand it back over to Crofty, starting with Perez.
Welcome back to Montreal, where not only has Sergio Perez not reached Q3 for the 3rd race in a row, he's been knocked out in Q1 in back-to-back races, and you can see the frustration there for a man that has now been knocked out in Q1 5 times since the start of last season, driving a car that won the Constructors' Championship last year and is leading it this season as well. Martin Brundle, that is not what Red Bull expect from Sergio Perez.
No, especially when the other car is fastest by 0.4 of a second. So we talked about it in the pre-show, didn't we? I mean, it's a safe decision to keep Sergio in the car. It keeps Max happy. They know what they've got. They've got continuity, but you know, he can't afford to have Saturdays like this, because that means his Sundays don't work out, as we very much saw in Miami, in Monaco.
Meanwhile, another driver that has extended his stay at a team in the Red Bull family is Yuki Tsunoda. Laurent Mekies, his team boss, is with us. He celebrated by getting the 2nd fastest time there. You're going to admit, Laurent, that you've got some pace at this track now?
You know, it's very tight. You know, we have some pace, but it's so easy in this sort of tricky conditions. You do a small mistake, you have seen with the other cars. No, do a small mistakes and they are suddenly from top 10 to bottom 5. So we are all on our toes. There is some rain coming a bit later in the session, so it will be an intense session still.
What's your intel on that exactly then for the weather? Is it Q2 or Q3 weather?
You know, I think the intel has not been working so far for no one with the forecast here, but there is definitely something coming, we think, during Q2. So that's why you see both our cars going out there and trying to set a lap time as soon as possible. And I guess most of the guys are going to try to do the same.
I think everyone is. Laurent, thank you very much. We'll be back with you at the end.
It's raining. It's raining now. There is a few bits of rain already coming up here for the start of qualifying 2. You can see it just about starting to come down. Max Verstappen now plays sole Red Bull. Didn't go well for him in Mexico. Didn't go well for him as well. And the ponchos are going on. The rain is coming down. So what we could get, Megan, is a flurry to get a lap time in for Q2. And then that's it. Fastest first shooter wins.
This will be a good chance to practice for tomorrow's race because it does look like it will be slinging it down all day.
It does indeed.
And thundering and lightning.
Green light goes on in 3, 2, 1. Away we go for qualifying number 2 here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Rain is starting to come down. We can see it in Christian Horner's face as well. It is raining in the pit lane as well. So it's forget the dry tyres. Can you get a lap time on? And crucially now, Omi, can they get the outlap done before the rain comes to a point that you have to go to intermediate tyres? But the problem is no one's moving in the pit lane. Piastri is standing still in front of Max, and they're all getting furious.
Yep, and Max can't even move an inch because he's parked his car basically literally right next to the rear tyre of Piastri as well, and it seems like Max isn't going, so he's being overtaken in the pit lane as well by the team.
Yes, and the two, and that's Gasly coming out. We've got the Williamses going too as well, and Max jumps in between the two Williamses.
I would have waited.
There's a rain cloud coming in. The first is a little radar. Rain expected.
5 minutes.
Well, now.
Total.
First spots of rain reported turn 7, turn 8.
How long do you think this will last?
2 to 3 minutes.
So it's going to bank a lap in now, but there's a bigger rainstorm that we just saw on that radar coming in.
Yeah, and that will at least last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That was quite near the end of the session, so I would reckon that would be about Q3.
Make your mind up time then. The track is still in the optimum condition. Track temperature is at 30.7 degrees. Air temperature is at 2.6. Humidity at 68, dropping as here comes Russell. He is, well, yeah, he's first to meet the conditions. I think Verstappen's just now left the pit lane. He has. Verstappen let everybody go, Megan. He is now just ahead of Russell. Verstappen's at the back of the train here. No, bad decision. First out there gets the best of the conditions.
It was either that or crash into someone, let's face it.
He's impeded Russell a little bit there, Omi, as well. Max might be a little bit naughty there. As Russell, again, fastest. Best of the conditions win, though.
Yep, indeed then, as Russell now pushes on through the first sector, now in the second sector, of course, and the two Mercedes have looked strong all throughout this qualifying session. Let's see if they can keep it up as well. But yeah, we're getting a few more drivers heading out there on the circuit. Leclerc just went out as well, so Ferrari are really going to have to get on with it with Leclerc, and this could be a bit like F2 qualifying from Spa last year, where the rain comes down and it's the drivers at the front who get a good lap time in.
So, Russell, fastest first sector. Hamilton has the second sector as they come into the last corner. You can see the raindrops starting to come down. Russell a little bit aquaplaning. Just treacherous through there. What's the lap time? Is it quicker than...
Rainy hitting the camera.
Yep, so it's a 1:13.121. I think that was faster than we had last time. Max starts his lap time now.
Almost loses it fifth. Is that Hamilton?
Yeah, Hamilton up towards the line. Goes fastest. 1:13.104. Soft tyres working. Pit lane involving Verstappen has been noted. Failing to follow race director's instructions. So Verstappen has been noted.
Purple sector 2 for Piastri.
And that's looking faster again. Magnussen goes third. 1:13.201. Albon now starts a time. Here comes Piastri. Oh, he's thrown it into the last corner. He's got no advantage. Here comes Norris. This is the one we're on board with. He goes on a 1:13.207. Piastri just behind him now, coming into...
Norris makes it fourth.
Yeah, here we go. Here comes Piastri now. He's going to go for another lap because he hasn't kept completed to the right of the track. He's put it to the centre. And Piastri, 1:12.462. Piastri goes fast overall.
6/10.
Max Verstappen is down by 4/10. This is what I mean about he's gone later in the session. The track is not at its best there. And he is under-investing. It's been noted.
He's hit the rain.
Yeah, go on, Amy.
Yep, absolutely. It's been noted as well. So let's see then how this lap is going to end for the Dutch driver. He makes his way down through to the chicane. It's Piastri, Hamilton and Russell with Verstappen now. Let's see if he can get himself into the top 3 as he's about to come over the line.
And Verstappen goes second. He's 6/10 off the pace of Piastri. But everyone else has got another lap time to do, and he's backed off. That might not be a safe enough time for Verstappen.
Ooh.
Here comes Albon. He's looking quick as well. Sainz too as they come across the boat.
The gap between Verstappen and Hamilton is only 20 thousandths of a second, and between Hamilton and Russell it's only 17 thousandths of a second. So they are very close to one another.
Albon goes into 7th position as well. Sainz goes second. Hamilton starts on the lap time. Here comes Fernando Alonso though. He's currently last overall. Can he get anything into the mix as well as he comes into the last chicane? Stroll only goes 8th.
Sainz is now gone second and is 6 thousandths faster than Verstappen.
And Alonso moves up into second position now, and he is half the gap between Alonso, Piastri and Sainz as well. Leclerc comes across the line, he now goes second, moves ahead, the track's getting quicker as it improves back to the temperature. 30.7 is the track temperature at the moment. Here comes Tsunoda, he's got a DRS train from Piastri. Russell's fastest sectors 1 and 2, Tsunoda goes up to 4th with 10 minutes to go as well. Russell is finding the time. What an action-packed 5 minutes we've had here in Q2, you don't usually get this as well. Russell again closing in as they come in towards the braking zone. Down now.
Oh, it's been a change-up.
Yeah, what's happening at the front? That's
Danny Rick. He's
Danny
gone up
Rick.
into 4th. That's what's happened.
And that's going to be Russell up to the top with a 1:12.323. So track improving and Russell back up there. But what about Verstappen? No improvement. He's backed off. Hamilton 9th. Norris is in the drop zone by 5 thousandths of a second.
In fairness,
Yeah,
he was
let's
on
see.
a...
Hamilton's moved up to 3rd as well. What about Max Verstappen? As he made his way through, we're taking a look at a replay and he's not happy.
With Russell. But he blocked Russell in the original run.
Just move out of the way.
Look out for
He did that on purpose.
Sounds it.
I don't think he did, Max. You blocked him on his run as well.
Giving you around a corner at the time. I don't think he knew you were there.
Hamilton snapped oversteer and well held by the 7-time world champion and 7-time Canadian Grand Prix winner here. Through the bus stop, rear stepped out. Lewis says, no, I'm keeping it on. That was perfect car control.
He might have hit the barrier. Then again, he could have been champion again,
Yes.
maybe, if he had hit the barrier.
Verstappen is in the drop zone. If it was to bucket it down with rain this second, Verstappen would be out of qualifying. We haven't seen him out in Q2 in a couple of years. Well, I think it was last year at one point.
He's meant to be on his fastest lap right now, right?
Yeah. 29.0, way off the pace.
Yeah, he ain't making it there.
So Verstappen, it's that rain. Is that going to come? Is that going to play a factor? Side is that time deleted by the stewards. That is turn 13, lap 16.
Can I just show an example right now? Norris is on a slow lap right now. His first sector time is 22.578. This is Verstappen's attempt at a fastest lap, or at least slow lap, at 29.035.
Has he been impeded again somewhere around the line?
Yeah, he has to.
Russell, last lap time, where is Norris? He's behind Verstappen, actually. Nothing. It was Verstappen now. So Verstappen's...
Why is he going faster than everyone else? What times are you setting?
Norris is boxed. Yeah, you're right, Megan. That was a weird one. 22 seconds in the first sector.
He is beating everyone in times, and that was his slow lap because that was not showing improvement. What times are you setting?
Really weird deltas coming through now as well. Is everyone else starting to come into the pit lane? And is that a little look of worry on Christian Horner's face there? Seems a little bit
Not the
muted.
first time the show's had that look.
Yeah, I know. Verstappen now in through the casino section. He's up by 56 thousandths only on Sainz's time. He's nowhere near Russell's.
He's got a 20.422 in the first sector.
Gap between Russell and Sainz is is 7/10 of a second. Verstappen is only 56 thousandths quicker than Sainz. So that's still 7/10 of a second. Verstappen's off the pace of Russell on the moment. As another McLaren blocks him, again, George Russell down it. And look, he's only rain in 9 minutes, and Verstappen's only 7 thousandths faster.
Russell is out for him.
That rain is going to hit round about, depending how quick the wind changes, which has been blowing around quicker than a compass. It's like you put a magnet next to the compass, just spinning around like crazy.
I remember doing it in science.
Verstappen could be in trouble here, big time, as he comes into the last corner, gets it hard across, down towards the line. Is this quick for Max Verstappen? 1:12, 1:13. He's 9th only. 1:12, 9:40. He's in between the V-carbs.
He was approximately 100. He was 0.
I'm going to interrupt you because look at Carlos Sainz, who's going faster and faster at the moment. This could put Verstappen down to 10th position at the moment, and it is going to do so. Sainz goes 8th with a 1:12.927. Verstappen is the driver at risk right now.
27 thousandths away from the drop zone right now.
And I'm expecting Tsunoda or maybe Albon to go through. Remember the last time...
Is that snow or dust?
Yeah, the last time Max Verstappen was eliminated in Q2 was Singapore last year.
Jeez. That time deleted for Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, Verstappen started 11th in the Singapore Grand Prix last year.
I love that. Everyone else swearing on the radio. George Russell. Holy moly.
Holy moly indeed.
He's determined not to become Yuki when it comes to swearing.
Yeah, Verstappen last year as well. He's only, just checking, yeah, the only time he didn't, that was the last time, yeah, it was. So Singapore last, see, this stat book comes in handy. What is this down at Williams for Alexander Albon? They're having a committee meeting about what tyre to stick on the rear.
I totally thought he was going to jump in the tyre then.
I thought he was as well. Come on, they can't get the nut on.
I thought he was going to be like Mario Kart then, just like...
Rear Jackman holding the car up saying, come on, boys, this is heavy, you know. And this is George Russell. Oh! Russell!
That was what he was going holy moly about.
Holy moly. I just had a big moment at 4.
Yep.
Yeah, you did.
Great balls of fire. Because this is going to be off-board. Russell gets a tank stopper on. Whoa! Drifting into nearly turn 4 wall there, Romy.
Oh, that was so close. You have to take a step back there as well. As we continue to make our way through 4 minutes to go on the clock. Some drivers are pitting out on outlaps, but Verstappen, it is not looking good. He's the driver at risk. He will need a lap, and there'll be drivers who are currently in the drop zone that will try and knock him out. This is about to get really exciting, and we could be in for a bit of a shock here.
Singapore last year was the last time Max Verstappen failed to qualify in Q3. He was 11th that day. Right now, he stands in 10th position. His teammate's already been eliminated. He starts this race 16th on the grid. But it's not going Max's way, again, at a track with an M in it.
Yeah, it's a curse of the M. I can't wait for Monza.
Yeah, that's going to be fun, isn't it, as well? Have we got any other? Mexico. That could be one as well. Yeah.
Monza, yeah.
Monza, Mexico. That's about it. Marina Bay. If you want to add the curse in, Max was beaten at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. The only time he was beaten last year. Max is in the last 2 seasons. In the last 2 seasons, Max has only been beaten at tracks beginning with an M. Marina Bay, Melbourne,
and what does his name begin
Miami,
with?
Monaco. Now here in Montreal.
What does his name begin with?
M.
M.
Yeah. That's weird, actually. So if you want to go about the curse, Max has only been beaten in the past 18 months by tracks with an M in it.
Curse of the M.
And now we're here in Montreal, and it really is coming in. You should tweet that, before, just in case anyone hasn't got it. Into the braking zone then with 3 minutes to go. Albon is 14th, and he's going faster. So Stroll, so's Ricciardo. Is this Verstappen's in the drop zone! Verstappen's in the drop zone!
Yes, I can see.
So's Ricciardo. So who improved? Sargent 5th, Albon 8th, Norris fastest. 1:12.201. So they've gone through. And here comes Lance Stroll. 5th. Ricciardo and Tsunoda, 12th and 14th. How much do they value their jobs right about now? Verstappen is 13th at the moment, and here's Leclerc.
We are expecting some drops at the checkered flag, just for your info.
And
that is perfect news, because Max Verstappen might start this race last in Q2. That's 15th. Here comes Ricciardo. 4th. Is that Max? Is this a time for Max or just starting one?
Max is on a slow lap.
And Tsunoda goes second at 1:12.303. Max has got to start a push lap now. He won't have time to do it. But Max Verstappen is currently 14th. Alonso goes 7th. I've got no doubt, though, that Max might just be able to make it through. But this is crucial. A lot of traffic.
14th.
What's his first sector time? He's 2/10 up on Leclerc. But Leclerc's 5/10 off of Norris. This is not going to be that quick for Verstappen. It's not as quick as you think it's going to be.
Oh, no. Wait, did you say he's 2/10 off Leclerc? That still puts him in the drop zone.
Up
on Leclerc. Where does that put him?
Round about 6th, ahead where Hamilton and Alonso are.
Yeah.
But that's going to drop Albon out into the drop zone, which it has done. Leclerc goes 9th, Sargent now 10th. But look, we've also got Sainz in the drop zone as well. So throwing in the Ferrari having trouble. Norris is loving life at the moment. So is Yuki Tsunoda. What a way to celebrate the fact you're going to be there in 2026. Norris is coming in. Tsunoda gets another year's contract. Hamilton's up as well. And now Verstappen trying to beat Sargent's time. And it was lap time deleted for Carlos Sainz. That's why he's gone back to the drop zone. And Max touches the wall. Coming out of the last corner. Is this going to be quick enough? He goes 5th fastest. Max goes through the 1:12.549.
Breathe, because you just scared the living daylights out of me.
And Max Verstappen will be investigated after the session for failing to follow the race directions instructions in the pit lane. Here comes Lewis Hamilton towards the line. He's 7th at the moment. Hamilton goes Up into fastest. 1:11.979. The man who's had 6 pole positions here could do it again.
Is this the first 11s of the weekend so
Looking
far?
like it.
Leclerc is only doing a... Russell goes fastest!
1:11.742. Carlos Sainz is going to kick out his own teammate and he nearly runs into the wall. Coming out of the last corner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sainz is out! Sainz is out of qualifying! He's failed to go through! The man who won in Melbourne is out! And Leclerc's out too! Albon goes 6th! Leclerc came into the pit lane! Both Ferraris are out of qualifying! And that is unbelievable! Sargent 2, Magnussen and Gasly! It's a double Ferrari! DNF in qualifying when we were all talking about whether Max Verstappen could get through! Ferrari have fumbled here in Montreal!
Oh my, Leclerc radio.
Shut. As well. Yes. Okay, I won't comment here.
You are utterly, royally, and completely without hope. 32 and 69 thousandths off of Stroll. Leclerc can't believe it. He's furious out of the car already. Unbelievable.
Verstappen could only do 7th.
And Albon's gone ahead of him. Sonoda's in. Ricciardo's in. Alonso and Stroll make it through. Failing is both Ferraris. Sainz.
And should they have used them?
Oh, it's so difficult. No grip.
And that's because they've got no grip, because they didn't change their tyres. They stayed on old soft tyres. They didn't use any of the new ones. So while everybody else used brand new tyres, Ferrari used old soft compound tyres and have fumbled the bag. I don't believe it, Omi. Their own stupidity have kicked them out of qualifying 3 for the first time this year.
Yep, absolutely. Wild scenes here. We thought it was going to be Verstappen, but no, it's both Ferraris. Not only one, it's both Ferraris who find themselves out, while Mercedes are absolutely loving life at the front of the field. Right now, it'll be Ferrari, though, out in Q2.
Leclerc, Sainz, Sargent, Magnussen and Gasly, they're the drivers who are out here in qualifying 2 in dramatic fashion. So here's the running order then after Q2. Russell and Hamilton, 1-2. Then it's Norris, Tsunoda, Piastri top 5, Albon, Verstappen 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Alonso and Stroll, home hero, gets through to Q3. Double out for Leclerc and Sainz. Ferrari not making it through to Q3. Sargent as well. Magnussen, Gasly in 15th. Already out from Q1 was Perez, Bottas, Ocon, Hülkenberg and Zhou.
I do not know what to make of that. Though Verstappen could only get 7th.
Yeah, there's a big gap, isn't there, coming?
I don't
Huge
know
gap.
what is wrong with him today.
Well, Omi, I think this is good. This is certainly delivering a crazy one, but it's the curse of the M circuits. Max can't get it right. Mercedes might actually benefit here and take a 1-2. Norris is right there as well, but Mercedes might just take a 1-2 like they did back in... Where were we?
Sao
Paulo in 2022.
Absolutely. Incredibly wild scenes in this qualifying session. But yes, about the M thing, yeah, it's been going around since Monaco as well. So, yeah, I think everyone's managed to get onto that one. But yeah, Verstappen's not looking strong. This really could be between the two Mercedes drivers. This is about to get really exciting.
So, we are waiting to hand back over to Sky Sports F1, David Croft, Martin Brundle, and we'll hear, hopefully as well, from Sergio Perez and Laurent Mekies, who is going to be a very delighted team principal, as both these drivers have progressed up into Q3. I would love to be a fly on the wall for Leclerc and Sainz. We'll have all that in our race day build-up tomorrow as well to see exactly what on earth is happening between the two Ferraris. They have fumbled the bag massively.
Do you want to know something funny?
Yes.
Verstappen is the only one. Well, Verstappen and Albon are the only two who do not have a teammate currently with them.
Let's head back over to David Croft and Martin Brundle.
Welcome back to Montreal and to qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix, and welcome to our viewers on Sky Sports main event. And what a dramatic qualifying it's been so far. For Lando Norris, third fastest in the second part. For Lewis Hamilton, second fastest, and for his Mercedes teammate George Russell, he was the quickest. It wasn't a bad Q2 for the Brits. It was disaster for Ferrari. Both cars, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, going out, and Sergio Perez for Red Bull went out in Q1. Meanwhile, over at Team RB, things are going along nicely. Laurent Mekies, Daniel Ricciardo 8th and Yuki Tsunoda 4th. And after the exploits in the dry, is the rain coming in now for Q3?
Look, no, it's a great result so far. Both cars in Q3 here in tricky conditions. You know, superb, well done to Yuki, to Daniel, to the team. It's not finished. Yes, there have been some spots of rain as we speak, but they seems to be very light. So again, I think we'll all try to put a lap in quite early on, and then hopefully the final run is dry for everyone.
How to explain to the fans, Laurent, that, you know, the kings of Monaco, Ferrari, are only 11th and 12th, and other teams that were struggling there are right up in the top 10?
You know, we cannot speak to for the other guys, but what we can tell you is that, you know, we keep repeating how tricky it is, how intense it is, how you go up and down the grid for 1/10 that you gain or lose, and it's showing exactly how competitive the grid is now, and I think it's great for the fans.
I think they're appreciating it. Laurent, thank you very much. Best of luck in the final parts of qualifying. We've been watching, Martin, in the pit lane and seeing mechanics with tyres scampering around, getting every single available set that they might need all ready for what could be dry, could be spitting and spotting, could be a downpour. Who knows what the conditions are going to be.
Absolutely.
There's weather out there somewhere, isn't
it? Certainly is. There's weather everywhere. Max Verstappen collected that up somehow in the last chicane, didn't he?
Yeah.
And because he was about to be out of qualifying, but somehow he scooped up a big slide on the way in and then ran wide. We saw him brush up against the wall and sort of rescued it, basically, to come in 7th out of the 10 that went through.
And I mentioned his teammate Sergio Perez out in Q1. Big upset. Let's hear from him now.
Check it. That looked like a tough session, conditions changing all the time, but what were the problems for you? What was difficult for you in that?
Yeah, the main thing was really to switch on the rear. The rear axle for me was quite tricky, and yeah, I ended up paying the price with it because basically I just had no grip. I was sliding too much around it, and yeah, that meant that basically our qualifying was a total disaster.
Were the curbs an issue again this weekend? I know that's been an issue in the past.
I think it was more a tire thing than the curb thing. I think, yeah, in these conditions somehow we were not able to switch on the rear axle. I couldn't lean on it at all, and yeah, I just didn't have any confidence at the time to push it. So it was a total disaster, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the weather could throw up all sorts of elements into it.
Yeah, it's a total disaster, but let's see what happens with the weather and what we can do with the strategy as well.
Thank you. Thanks.
Rain, rain, don't go away. We're going to be in for an absolute stellar qualifying now. Q3 is underway here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve on the man-made island of the Ile Notre Dame. And what on earth are we going to see? How much is that water level going to rise as well? What are we going to have? There's the casino. Purposely built right in the middle of the centre of the track. And really, it's raining on the circuit, Megan. It says, yes, rain. So it's coming down. And how fast is it going to come down?
No doubt about it, though. I am not sure. It can be very, what's the word, indecisive.
Yeah, especially at this place.
It can, from 1 minute, go really light rain to it's like someone's literally pouring an ocean onto your head.
So then, Naomi, what are you expecting from this interesting session coming up?
I think we're going to just have chaos in this one. It's going to be wide open. Who knows who's going to be on pole? Cannot wait for this one. Now that is about to get underway with Oscar Piastri pushing on and trying to get a good lap underneath him. So this is going to be a very exciting session in Q3. Let's find out who is going to be on pole.
Ted's good news.
Martin, so yeah, I would agree with that. As the sunshine breaks through the one remaining dark cloud above my head. You mentioned good job by Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo in the RBs. Can I give a shout out to Alonso and Stroll as well? So Fernando Alonso doing great job in the Aston Martin. Good pace Aston Martin have had all weekend here, as their team boss Mike Crack has been talking about, just calming the car down, making it easier to drive for Fernando and for Lance. Not many fast high-speed corners around this circuit, but yeah, they're really delivering and set for a much better qualifying session than have been in recent races.
Thank you very much. As sector time starting to come in, Verstappen at 20.286 in that first sector as well. Piastri 22.935 middle sector, faster than Verstappen's actually as well. So the delta's not going away just yet at the moment, as we look on board with the replay of Oscar Piastri, nearly losing it coming through turn 4 as well. So this is going to be a little bit down, and he nearly has a moment coming through the last corner as well. Big switch there as Piastri cross the line then with a bit of sunshine. It's a 1:12, 7:13 on the soft tyres. Max Verstappen nearly puts it in the wall of champions as well, comes up to the line, and it is only a 1:12.358. That's not fast enough. We've seen 1:11s. If the track's getting okay, then this could be interesting. Lando has a chance here, but he's backed off. He's lost massive amount of time. So what's happened to the surface? Even Lance Stroll's not there. So they've changed it around already in this part of the session.
They are, and And Alonso has gone third right now with a 1:12.781. They're all still on slicks.
Old tyres. They've got no grip left in them, so that's why the deltas aren't fast enough. Stroll goes fourth, so why risk when you know the rain's coming?
McLaren both have 7 lap olds.
Yeah.
That's the highest out of all of them.
So they're all doing these runs, Omi, on old tyres. Every single one of them, including Alexander Albon. So this isn't really the pace we're going to be seeing.
Yep, indeed. So we're going to be getting way, way faster from here. So it's going to be completely wide open, as we're about to see Alexander Albon over the line. He goes into 5th position. But yeah, they're all on old, so we can't really take too much from this, of course, unless it absolutely rains and buckets it down right now. Then this will be the order. But other than that, they'll surely be improving and finding even more time.
No rain, it says now, on the timing monitor up here in the commentary box that you can see back at home via multi-viewer. Russell, 10.1, so he's slightly down on the deck as he comes through.
Burnt something.
Oh, so Piastri's done something.
I've burnt half. He's just come into the pit lane.
Must be old tyres locked up. Hello, Russell. Now this is interesting. Verstappen's time was done on 5 lap poles, soft tyres. Hamilton and Russell up there on 4 lap poles. So if the rain comes, Mercedes have a bit of an advantage here. It's an interesting qualifying. Russell might be on for his 3rd pole position of his career. Hamilton could be on for a pole 104. Yeah. Hamilton's fast as that first sector. 3/10 down though. So they're sort of having an eye. Russell was fast in that middle sector. We could get an interesting situation here where they're matching times. It's not that impossible. Tsunoda goes 6th, 1:13.368. He's a second off the pace. Hamilton coming up. Here's Russell though, through the last corner, up towards the line, keeps it nice and cool. And Russell's time puts him up into fastest. It's a 1:12 exactly. What a nice time that is from Russell. Hamilton's going to upset the balance and do a 1:12.280. Hamilton 2/10 slower. Russell on provisional pole position here in Montreal on a 1:12 exactly. Nice time. And so far this year, Russell has out-qualified Hamilton 7-1.
Okay, people who need to pit. Alonso, Stroll, Albon, Tsunoda, Norris and Ricciardo. You all need to pit, especially Tsunoda, Norris and Ricciardo, because you are on very, very old tyres.
Piastri's put on a new set of softs. And he's coming down. He's coming out the pit lane now. So this is pit exit for Piastri, I believe.
No, he's just done his slow lap.
Oh, no, right now it's a lap time for Piastri. Here he is. Yeah, Piastri's on a lap time now. You're right. Yeah, so
he's just going near the pit lane at the time.
So they haven't brought him into the pit lane, done tyres or anything. They've brought him in. Go.
Yeah, just like get out of there.
Yeah. So and he's backed off. So a double build lap for Oscar.
He wants to build up his tyres.
Adam says rain in fun. Little Hour says I'm once going to ask you why Perez has a contract extension. Kenny says ha for Perez again. Paul says adios Perez. Caroline says Alonso can win if it rains. I believe that is true. She will definitely say the same thing as well. Rymanson says Mercedes is fast here. Didn't expect that at all. I didn't either. This is Piastri coming down pit lane for the woo woo woo.
Oh, who was that?
Zach Brown? No, don't know who that was actually.
That was a Haas.
Yeah.
That was a Haas person.
Yeah. Oh, and
Who?
Lewis nearly won the wall.
He did kind of touch it, so that could be a possible championship.
If we have any people, he's nearly throwing it into the wall, isn't he?
Everyone's throwing it in.
They are literally banking it around now, aren't they, as well? For a car that Mercedes say isn't working the best ever, it seems to have come alive at this track.
It has.
So, Russell provisional. What have Red Bull got left, though? What have they got? Already below pole time here on a 1:13.078, and that's even in mixed conditions. What do you think, Omi? As Piastri begins another push lap, rain coming in. Is it Russell's to lose or is it Verstappen's to gain?
Could go either way, really. It could even be someone else. Who knows? With how these runs are going to go as Piastri pushes on, and in the first sector he's down by over 1/10 of a second. But yeah, it could really go either way. It could be Russell's to lose or Verstappen's to gain, or maybe someone else is to gain as well. So who knows?
Really weird that they've decided to put Piastri out there on what is effectively no one out there. There's no one to tow. So Norris is too far ahead. He's coming down now in towards his lap time. There's Andreas Stella, the team principal at McLaren. Piastri's 2/10 down on Russell. What was the point of this?
They're the only two out on track.
What was the
they
point?
Were.
What's happened to McLaren's strategy guide here? Because 9 times out of 10 you have to change it. JT, do not speak. You're about to deafen us all if you do that.
They're practicing, I think, for the race. I don't think they care where they end up in the actual positions. I think they only care about practicing for the race.
Up to the line then. Piastri from 4th to 2nd. 1:12.103. What an insane close session we've got. JT's down the pitch. JT, how was IndyCar?
My voice. My voice hurts. My God, what a qualifying session. How things can change and how a rookie can cause disruption.
Who's on pole? Nolan Siegel.
Linus Lundqvist.
Lundqvist on pole. Blimey. I'll tell you what, Omi and Jackson, if you're listening, you've got a hell of a race to start tomorrow. Meantime, we've got a qualifying to finish here. Lando Norris up towards the line. Can Russell's time be beaten by Lando? No! He's 21 thousandths off!
So
My
close.
goodness me! It's a British 1-2, Australia 3, Britain 4. So the British monarchy is going well. The Commonwealth have the top 4 locked out. And the Dutch is down in 5th. But with a brand spanking new set of tyres. And here comes Hamilton then.
May I just say, the top 4 are a part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, the top 4.
Yeah.
I'd just specify the top 4.
Thank you.
So
Yes.
get it.
Yeah. Okay, JT doesn't want to talk. As Stroll comes in towards...
No, there was a little bit of lag, but we're back now.
Okay.
Okay, so... Are we good now, JB?
Yes.
Okay. Spoiler alert for IndyCar. How Linus Lundqvist went to knock Alex Palou out in the fast 12 and then get pole in the fast 6 is mind-blowing.
What a quality.
Wait a minute.
No. Megan's noticed something.
You will have to watch the highlights.
I will. Megan.
Verstappen is not going to get pole because there is 1 minute left to go and he is on a slow lap.
Well, here is his build lap.
Yeah, something tells me he's not going to get pole.
Hamilton's on the same thing. We can't hear you, Omi. Your mic's gone down again. Oh! Alonso! That's what he's saying. Alonso's fast in the first set. He's got to stand up now.
Oh, do I have to stand?
Yes, because look at Lance Stroll. He may be having a bit of a block here, but he might do something a bit special as he comes down towards the line. 1:10, 1:11, 1:12. Stroll, 6th on the grid. Ricciardo looking quick as well. End of the session coming up. Look at Alonso. And it's starting to rain! It's starting to rain!
That will ruin Max's lap.
Fancy, yeah, and Lewis's! Alonso might be on for pole position here! Ricciardo up towards the line. The rain's starting to come down here in Montreal. Ricciardo, fourth!
Oh, and guess who's just taken fastest sector 1?
Verstappen fastest first sector as well, but what's the second sector? Fernando Alonso goes only fifth. He dropped 2 tenths in that last sector. Verstappen might find something here as we've got, what's it, 987. And Verstappen's down in the second sector as the checkered flag comes out. It's going to be so close.
Oh, this is going to be entertaining.
Lando Norris out towards the line. He takes the checkered flag. Lando stays in second place. He can't do anything about it. Yuki Tsunoda's 10th at the moment. Is he going to improve anywhere? Tsunoda goes up to 8 on a 1:12.414. He's going to get pole position as Russell's down by 10th. Verstappen up towards the line. Who's got pole in Montreal as the Red Bulls fought him back? No! They're matched! They are matched! It is exactly the same time! And they've both done a 1:12 exactly! They are matched! And Russell gets it because he got there first! What about Russell? Can he improve out towards the line? Is he faster? No! He's 26 thousandths off the pace! What about Hamilton? What's he gonna have across the line? He's 7th on the flag! Is Hamilton pole? No! I don't believe it! For the second time in Formula One history, the pole sitters are matched with exactly the same time. In 1997, it was Schumacher, Villeneuve and Frentzen who both did a 1:12.072, and here in Canada 2024, it's Russell and Verstappen with a 1:12 exactly. Beat that! I can match that! Game on!
Look, the slightest smile on Toto's face.
It is
If
level!
you can't beat them, join them.
I do not believe it! For only the second time in Formula One history, are the two on the front row separated by 0.000 of a second. They are matched, but because George Russell did it first, it's George Russell who has pole position in Montreal.
Your boy George.
Amazing.
I'll let you.
0-0-1.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Proud of everybody for this turnaround.
Does he know?
Back in the factory. Thank you. Come on.
It's not 0-0-1.
Race win now.
George, it's not 0-0-1. It's 0-0-0. Take a look. Take a look at the timings. They are matched. Identical match. I do not believe it. Unbelievable. 1997 was the last time we ever saw that.
We weren't even alive.
We got close. We've had them separated by 1,000th. Oh yeah, don't forget. Q3 incident involving Hamilton will now be investigated after the session for failing to follow the race director's instructions. But
Verstappen had a couple of
Max
those.
Verstappen's under investigation as well for pit lane infringement. But George Russell,
Josh,
pole
remember
position.
you're talking about the FIA.
That's true. I'm just insane that it is level for only the second time in history. He does the T-pose as well. Does George Russell. Unbelievable. They are 0.000. I don't think I'm ever going to get over that fact right now in the commentary. That is insane. The level that has to take. And that third sector, Max was the same. But none of their sector times are the same either. They're all
Pure
different.
coincidence.
But if you add them all up, you get 1:12.000. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. They're both showing purple because they're both on pole. But it's Russell because he did the lap time first. He gets the time. And now
I think he's just told Max.
Yeah, he's just told Max. Do you know, matched there. It's level, but I'm on pole. I'm on pole, mate. I'm on pole.
I beat you because I got there first. It's like any older child.
Forget that. The top three are separated by 21 thousandths of a second. We've got Lando Norris in there on a 112.021.
They're all so close to each other.
Piastri's a 112.103. Ricardo. In fact, look, all the way, the entire top 10 separated by 7/10 of a second.
Josh,
Hamilton's dropped down to 7th.
Forget that. Daniel Ricciardo has just showed Jacques Villeneuve wrong.
Yeah, qualified 5th. Hadn't even noticed that. Ricciardo's gone 5th. Hamilton's dropped down to 7th. He was 3rd at one point in this race.
Yeah.
Qualifying session. And yeah, Sonoda now. Alonso qualifying. Albon 10th. What a session. Hamilton starts 7th. Russell's on pole. And he's out-qualified Hamilton 8-1 in 2024. Talk about bizarre intervention. I have never seen a qualifying as dramatic as that in all my life. Jolyon Palmer is going to try and analyse all of that for us as well. He is down there on the track.
Double yellow.
Let's head down to the grid.
Sorry, you're 10th and a half.
Super speedy. Blink of an eye on that one. So we didn't quite get the rain. I promise you, it is hovering over Montreal. I'm really surprised that we haven't got the rain, but we did get the Russell. And George Russell is down there waiting to speak to Jolyon Palmer and talk about his afternoon.
George Russell, pole position. That was a qualifying session for the ages, and you got it in a dead heat. But it wasn't a fluke. You were so quick today.
Oh, amazing. It feels so good, So much hard work back at the factory has gone into this. And I'm hoping, we said it in Monaco, we hope this is the start of something for our season, and I think it is. So, I miss this feeling. I miss this feeling.
Yeah, it's amazing. You had such a big cheer from the crowd here. They love to see a Mercedes back on top. Where's this pace come from, George?
It's awesome here. Every time we come to Montreal, there's such good energy from all the fans, and excited for tomorrow. So, obviously, first step done, but obviously now we've got our eyes on that win.
Can you keep Max behind you?
Why not? Of course. Let's go for it. I think the car's been feeling amazing. Since we brought some upgrades to Monaco, we've sort of really been in that fight now. So, we're going for it tomorrow.
All right. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Well done, George. Well, Max, there was literally nothing in it today, but you have to settle for second place. That must be frustrating when it's a dead heat.
I mean, it's how it is, right? I think overall we still had a good qualifying. I mean, the whole weekend has been still a bit tricky for us. But to be P2, I take it. I mean, going into qualifying, I would have definitely taken that. So that it was that close at the end, makes it really exciting for tomorrow as well.
And this looks like more conventional Red Bull than what we saw in Monaco. Have you felt better than last time out, able to fight tomorrow?
I mean, I felt good in Monaco, but it was just not our track. It was not happening for us. This weekend, again, we didn't have a great build-up to today. But, I think it will be quite an interesting race with the tires tomorrow, how they are going to fare. The weather as well. It keeps on coming in and out, the rain. So, hopefully it will be very exciting.
What's the plan? Attack at the start or play the long game tomorrow?
I don't know. We'll think about it. I'm not that stressed about it.
All right. Well done, Max. Good luck. Lando, 2 whole hundredths away from pole position.
Is that it?
Third. That's it. Great lap.
It's a shame.
Not quite enough today, but you must be happy.
Yeah, I'm super happy. I mean, first of all, congrats to Mr. Russell. I knew he's been quick all weekend, so congrats to him and Mercedes. But I'm happy with third. When it's so close, you always think, could I have jumped in the car for that little bit more? But third is a good job by us, so I'm happy and excited for tomorrow.
It looked such a tricky session from the cockpit. The threat of rain that never really came. You had to be on it every single lap and not miss a beat.
Pretty much, but that's Montreal. I think that's why we love it here. It's one of the best places to come to every year. So, So yeah, I love it. I mean, it's why we're all smiling and we have a good time. It's tricky. Like a lot of the time, you're thinking you're going to crash half of it, but when you put a nice lap in and you end up top 3, it's always a nice feeling.
Yeah, it was thrilling to watch. And you put some dicey overtakes last year. You got 2 to make tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 overtakes tomorrow. Easy, light work. So no, I'm excited to see what we can do. You know, car's been great all season, especially the last 3-4 races. We've been on a good roll, but 2 very fast drivers ahead, plenty of fast drivers behind, so we'll put on a good show tomorrow.
All right, well done, Lando. Good luck.
Cheers, man. Thank you, thank you.
Let's confirm how they finished then in the Canadian Grand Prix qualifying. Pole position to George Russell by 0.000. Only the second ever time in F1 history that's happened. Verstappen second, Norris third, Piastri fourth, Ricciardo fifth, Alonso sixth, Hamilton seventh, Tsunoda eighth, Stroll ninth, and Albon has the top 10. Leclerc 11th, Sainz 12th, Sargent 13, Magnussen 14, Gasly 15, Perez 16, Bottas 17, Ocon 18, Hülkenberg 19, and Zhou takes 20th. We're on a quick off here because I have now got to a party. So very quickly round the room, JT.
Oh my god, I've just seen on something on Twitter which is mind-blowing.
Go on, you've got 30 seconds.
First tie since her F1997. We knew that. But then goes on to add the last race before George Russell was born was her F97.
Forgot about that, yeah. Blimey. Omi.
That's impressive. Coincidental.
Stuff. Thrilling qualifying, exciting race coming up with we don't know what's going to happen with the weather, so it could be a very mixed race tomorrow.
Megan.
I'm hoping for crashes tomorrow. Very good qualifying, so impressive.
It's going to be a lot of fun then. George Russell has pole position here for the Canadian Grand Prix. 0.000. Both done at 1:12 exactly. What's not to love? The Canadian Grand Prix is tomorrow. We're on air at 6:15 p.m. British Summer Time. Lights out at 7. Join us for all the action. A qualifying for the ages. The top 3 by 21 thousandths of a second. The top 2 identical times. What's not love to love? Formula 1? Boring? Dead? Gone? No. We're just getting started. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.